there, my name is Kelly Dale and I'm with Off the Beaten Path, which is located in Forest City, North Carolina. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make the Eden necklace. To make this necklace, you do have to know how to make the Eden ring component. Just like last week for the bracelet, you have to know how to make that component because I want to show you actually in this video. So go back a couple of videos from this one and you'll find the Eden ring. To make the Eden necklace, you're going to need 52 3mm rounds, 88 6mm rounds, 92 4mm rounds, 9 3.9mm Montees, 30 3mm Bicones, 6 grams of a size 15 seed bead, a clasp of your choice, 1 size 12 needle, and about 11.5 yards of fire line. So go ahead and get your materials together and we'll get started. Here is the necklace that I want to show you how to make today. As you can see, it's very much like the bracelet, except for we've added some straps here for the necklace, and we've kind of offset the center one just a little bit so that it will give you a nice V or rounded shape, because when you actually wear it, it rounds out really well. The bracelet itself, when I originally put it up to my neck, these 3 components right here wanted to kind of flap down a little bit, so that's why we have to offset this one. The first thing that I've done is I've taken and made 3 components exactly like the bracelet components. Okay, so 3 components exactly like the bracelet components, and I've left the tails on these components. So you've got 3 just like that one. Okay, so 1 2 3. And now I'm going to show you something that's going to be a little bit different for the 4th and 5th components. The first 3 components are going to make up the center. The 4th and 5th go on the sides. So I've started out just like I normally would. I'm all the way to the step to where I'm going to be adding my embellishments along the outer edge. I'm coming out of a 4mm here along the edge, and I'm going to pick up 3 more 4mm. I'm going to come back through the bead I'm coming out of to make a circle. And then I'm going to go through those same 3 beads again to reinforce. And once I go through the base one again, I'm going to continue on through the next 6mm. Then I'm going to start the embellishment step just as I normally would. So I'll be using my size 15 seed beads. I'm going to pick up 8. So 2, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to come back through the 6mm. Go through the little connection bead, pick up 6, come back through the 4mm, and you're just going to continue adding your embellishments just like you've done on the ring and the bracelet all the way around the component. The only difference being is once you get around the component, you're going to stop right before you get to this little loop of 4. And I've got one completed here so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Gone all the way around, and I've got my completed section here, and as you can see, there's no embellishments here on this little connection, and that's, you don't want any to start off with. So you're going to make 2 components just like this. I've completely tied these off. 2 components just like this, and 3 components just like the bracelet. So no 4mm loops on those. I now have all 5 components complete. I'm coming out of the center component. That's the one I'm going to start out with. As you can see, my Montee is straight up and down because of the way that I've got my seed beads here. And my needle is coming out of the middle 3 seed beads of the corner 6mm. You've got your middle one up top, and then you've got 2 corner ones. These are going to be where we're going to actually connect the pieces together. You want to pick up a 3mm, and I'm actually going to do the connection at a 4mm. So when I connect them, this is the 6mm, and then I'm going to connect to the 4mm here. So I'm coming out of the 3 size 15 seed beads here. So I'm going to come right to this 4mm, and I'm going to come through the middle 3 seed beads here to the 4mm. So that connects the top of the components right there. Then you want to pick up one 3mm, and you're going to go up through those same middle 3 15s on the first component right at the 6mm, so that when you pull it, you have connections with the beads. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reinforce this one more time by going through the beads once more. I'll go through those 3 15s there at the 6mm, and then I'm going to come out of the 3mm. Now on the Eden bracelet, I used a bicone for the center connection. For the necklace, I wanted to show you a different approach that you could do. So I'm going to be using a Montee. So I'm going to pick up one size 15 seed bead, one 3.9 Montee, and one size 15 seed bead. Get my thread going here. There we go. Okay. My thread is currently coming out of the top of the right hand 3mm. I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to come up through the left hand 3mm, so that when it pulls and it lays down, your Montee will lay on top just like this. Now you want one size 15 seed bead, and you're going to come through the other hole of the Montee, and then one size 15 seed bead, and you're going to come through the 3mm, so that now you have that connection with the Montee there in the center. So now you want to take and stitch over to the 3 seed beads here opposite, or kind of almost at a straight line from where you connected the first and the middle and the left component. Now we're going to do the middle and the right component. Now exiting the middle 3 15s here at the 6mm, and I'm going to connect it to this right hand component. My thread is coming out of the top of those seed beads, so I'm going to pick up one 3mm, and I'm going to come down through the 3 center 15s here at the 4mm on that right hand component. Then pick up one 3mm, and go up through the 3 middle 15s on your middle component, so that way it gives you that connection. I'm going to go through and reinforce one more time just by going back through those beads again. And then you want to be coming out of the 3mm. a 15, a Montee, and a 15. So 15, Montee, and 15. My thread is coming out of the top of the left 3 millimeters. I'm going to come to the right one and I'm going to go up through that bead. Pick up one 15. Go through the other hole of the Montee. And then one 15. And come through, back up through that left hand 3 millimeter, so that it makes that X shape with the Montee. And now you have the middle connected to the right and the left. Now you're going to connect the last two components. The first thing I'm going to do is, or you'll want to do, is to tie off this thread and put your needle onto your tail on one side, and you will connect the components to the 4 millimeter that is opposite the little loop of 4 millimeters here. So here's the center, my left hand one, and then I'm going to be connecting here at that 4 millimeter. On the right hand side, same thing. I'll be connecting here to here, so that you'll have your end loops so that we can finish off the necklace. This is what your piece will look like once you have all 5 components connected. Like I said, I have done a different alternative here for you to show you what it would look like if you put a Montee to connect your components rather than the bicone. If you like the bicone, definitely do that. It's completely up to you. Once you have all 5 connected, put yourself a new piece of thread on about 1 yard, and you're going to put a stop bead on one end of the thread. I'm going to pick one side to start on, and I'm going to run the thread through the end bead there, or the center end bead. Now here's where the fun comes in. You're going to need lots of beads for this. Pick up one 15, one 4 millimeter, one 6 millimeter, one 4 millimeter, two 15s, and then one 3 millimeter. So again, you've got one 15, a 4 millimeter, a 6 millimeter, a 4 millimeter, two 15s, and a 3 millimeter. Now from this point on, you'll be threading on two 15s, a 4 millimeter, a 6 millimeter, a 4 millimeter, two 15s, and a 3 millimeter. So when you pull it down, this is what you have so far. And I'm just going to continue that with the two 15s, the 4 millimeter, the 6 millimeter, the 4 millimeter, two 15s, and a 3 millimeter. For a 17-inch necklace, you are going to need 7 total sets. So right now I have 3. So I'm going to continue picking up this sequence 4 more times. This is what the strip will look like once you have all 7 sets added. I finished my last set here with my ending with the 3 millimeter, just like I normally would. And now I'm going to pick up 7 15s. Okay, 7 15s. The first part of my clasp, and I'm going to go ahead and let those 7 15s drop down here. And then 4 more 15s. So 7 15s, the first part of my clasp and then 4 more 15s. Come down through the first 3 15s and the 3 millimeter. So that when you pull that down, that makes a little loop to attach your clasp. Now we're going to work back down the piece. So you want to pick up the same sequence of beads except for the 3 millimeter. So we're going to have 2 15s. Let me get some more beads down here. A 4 millimeter, a 6 millimeter, a 4 millimeter, and 2 15s. I'm going to skip the set that I've already added and then take my needle and I'm going to go through the 3 millimeter that is already on that first strip. So when I pull, it makes a little double set like this. I'm going to do this all the way down until I get to the very last set. Once you come out of the very last set, you'll pick up the 2 15s, the 4 millimeter, the 6 millimeter, the 4 millimeter, and a size 15 seed bead, and then I'll show you how we connect. As you work down the band or the strip, this is what it will look like, and it's a really fun little funky way to finish off the strip. I've come through the last 3 millimeter and I've picked up my same sequence, except for, remember, you only pick up 1 15 here at the bottom. Now I'm going to pull the stop bead back just a little because I don't want to go through that stop bead. I'm going to take the needle and go back through that 4 millimeter again that I originally started with, so that once you do that, now you have your completed neck strap. What I do is I stitch all the way back up to reinforce the clasp and all the way back down, and then tie the thread off, pull the stop bead off, and then tie the threads off so that it reinforces and finish it off at the same time. Once you get this side done, you'll do the other side and you will have your completed necklace. So once you get the sides done, then you have your completed necklace. I love how this necklace lays and how it looks. Just to let you know, the side pieces here can move, and that's completely okay. It's part of the design. So if you don't like that, the movement in it, you may actually want to do these side pieces differently. But in all, I think this piece is beautiful. And it does a wonderful job completing the Eden set. So we will have the 3 color samples we've been doing in the previous weeks available on our website, which is offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. And we will have the pattern for sale on the website. And the pattern is step by step by step, from the components to the connections to the side straps here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week for another great video.